Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Living the Dream. Yes, this is week number 5 and we're calling it Sports. My name's Mark Cridland, I am the producer of this and I'm the one that tries to hold it all together, and I'm joined as usual by our two irregular comedians. They are Mr. AMJ, that's Adam Morrison-Jones, and Mr. Paul Tingey. In this week's show we talk about how good was Trevor when he stood in for AMJ last week. We discussed the Olympics and the upset boxer from this week. There's mentions of football and all kinds of other sports, and of course the ideas that came up about the Hunger Games style Olympics, which lots of people are going on about at the moment and sounds pretty good to us. And another sport that AMJ brought up was the POGS Championship. Yes, POGS, you might remember them from the 90s. He's got a fascination with them, so yeah, find out all about that. And there was also news reports about a man who was reported to the flight staff on board of an airplane because he was writing in a foreign language. But what was it? And we find all about Paul's day out in London. Also, on top of that, we have our quiz with the celebrity guest comedian, and this week it's the BAFTA award-winning Sarah Mills. Yes, she's really good this week, and she does quite well in the quiz. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another week of Living the Dream. It's all three of us again, at last.
It's nice.
After last week, AMJ buggered off, and we had to get a stand-in. And he did all right, actually, didn't he, old Trev?
Yeah, stand in, stand up. He done all right.
He said he had a lovely time, which reminded me of like someone going on to Bullseye or something. So I like to think Trev had a lovely day out. Got 25 quid and a bully.
And he was actually prepared, wasn't he?
And a speedboat.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Trev driving a speedboat? That'd be the most beautiful thing ever to see in the history of the world. Hello,
Trev. No.
Hello, I'm on a speed. And he pulled out the speedboat, and the speedboat goes ploughing forward onto a ramp and just crashes through an orphanage.
He wouldn't feel good after that. Through an orphanage. Of all the places in that speedboat to go and massacre an orphanage. Bless him.
Trev always gets into trouble when he's trying to do something good.
Yeah. When you say Trev gets into trouble, you know when you read the Beano, Dennis the Menace getting into trouble, isn't him slaughtering an orphanage? Oh, well, Dennis, what have you done now?
That's maybe in the Dark Horse comics version.
The Dark, the all new 52 Dennis the Menace. It's like The Boys.
That's what happens when I read. I don't know. Maybe
Dash is a pit bull.
All right, he goes to God, no, that's even worse. I was going to say goes into a puppy pound.
Anyway,
what the hell is Water the Softie?
Straight to Water the Softie died. Hits him up against the wall. Push.
I think we're getting a little bit off subject.
Ironically.
I tell you, he once got seasick on a wooden horse, didn't he? On a rocking horse, Walter the Softie. I think that was from the 1992 annual of the Beano.
He did. Oh. He was too soft. You couldn't have that now, could you? A character who was called Walter the Softie.
No, we're calling him Walter the Snowflake.
Walter the Snowflake. Oh, he's woke because he's got feelings.
Ugh.
Don't need them, do you?
What
we need feelings.
The feelings when he was younger. Girls.
What are the feelings?
Boys didn't have feelings. Men didn't have feelings. Girls did.
All you did is play football, and then you got on with your life, didn't you?
Yeah. And if you had a problem, you'd have a fight. And then
exactly.
You give each other a handshake and buy each other a pint and forget all about it.
Yeah.
Men. Birds. Sports.
Anyway, where were you last week, AMJ?
I can't remember.
A speedboat.
I was polishing Trev's speedboat. He's a hard taskmaster. I had a gig, ironically. I was in Romford.
Romford?
Romford for Stooges comedy. It was very good.
The only
You
thing
know,
in Romford is Christmas shopping.
Well, yeah.
And Pele, or the Romford Pele came from Romford, unsurprisingly. Ray Parlour.
Oh,
There you go. Sports.
men.
This is the new sports podcast.
You're listening to Five Live.
There's been more talk sport, I think.
Oh, I love talk sport.
Live.
Talking of sport,
They've got a
though,
lot of
if you want to go talking about sport, obviously the Olympics are on at the moment.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently so. I've seen something on the news about Olympics and like 5 rings.
Yeah. They've got 5 rings.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
has got 5 rings.
There's 5 little people trying to get rid of those rings in a volcano somewhere in Japan.
What?
I think you've misunderstood the story of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
It was a long walk. They never went to Japan.
You sure?
But maybe in the sequel.
Yeah.
Prequel. Everyone has a prequel.
But there was an Olympic boxer who got a little bit upset. I mean, he was French, so he got a little bit upset. But what do you think he did when he got disqualified from a boxing match against a British fighter?
Did he cry? Did he show his feelings a lot like Water the Softie?
He did. He did indeed. He had a full-on epic tantrum. He screamed at the cameras, then sat down on the ring for half an hour and just sat there sulking.
Well, the thing is, I actually knew the answer to that one because I've been watching a lot of the Olympics. I thought I'd say something silly first, and then MJ just comes out and kills it.
Oh no!
Oh, sorry, I didn't think like a boxer would just cry and sit on the ring.
I was going to say, did he drive a speedboat into an orphanage?
Wow. The thing is, this guy.
How angry he was.
This guy is in the super heavyweight part of boxing as well, so he's a big fella. And yeah, he just he sat on the edge of the ring crying and being really upset.
If I went to box, I would count as super heavyweight.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm just as muscly as David Hay and, Tyson Fury and Andy Joshua. And I actually have a longer reach than one of those as well.
I love the statement. If I was to go to box, like you wouldn't need any training. You just rock up. Oh, here he is. Old Tiggy the Tornado.
I used to box when I was younger. I wish my name was Tiggy the Tornado. That's brilliant.
It's good, isn't it? You should have known me when you were younger.
Yeah. 12 fights, 12 wins, 8 knockouts.
Really?
Yeah. Then they discovered I had haemophilia, so had to give up the old boxing.
Why am I just picturing Gareth Dorian listening to this going, there's another thing. He just gave up before.
And I tell you what, Gazza, whilst we're talking about sports, I'll give you 2 for the price of 1. I had trials for England schoolboys at the same time I found out haemophilia, England schoolboy rugby, which I couldn't attend because of my haemophilia.
Oh.
The one spot I was naturally good at, rugby.
I mean, do you know why this guy got disqualified, by the way?
Was he the guy who tried chomping on the side of someone's face?
Well, the official one, and I think Geraldine one like this, he was disqualified for excessive use of the head.
Ooh.
I tell you what, I'll be disqualified in every game.
True that.
But he caused several cuts to his opponent's head, and it was deemed to be too much. So yeah,
You don't feel like got your head.
I mean, you're supposed to use your fists and in the big gloves, not nut people. So he's that's why he got disqualified, and he went, "It's not fair. I did 4 years of training for this," and he's a big fella. You wouldn't mess with him.
No,
It must be upsetting though. You train for 4 years and then you get disqualified. That's worse than losing.
so I don't headbutt then. It's as simple.
Well, I'm not going to personally.
Are you not? It was great because at one point he did just sort of sit right on the edge of the ring, just staring at the judge's table.
What's going to change from that? What did they think? Actually, he shed a few tears now. Let's give him a medal.
Cheer him up a bit.
Cheer him up a bit. I'll give him a bronze.
Yeah.
Give him a second series.
Give him a "I tried hard" badge.
If only they did those at the Olympics, that would be awesome. Just think how many badges we would come. Yeah, little pin badge. Just like you can make yourself.
I've seen a few people talking about the Olympics, and there's two ideas for future Olympics that I really like. One is that no one trained for the Olympics. It's a bit like the Hunger Games. You turn up to your district, and your name gets pulled out of a hat for what event you have to do.
I like this.
Or the other one is all the Olympians are still there, because lots of people, when they watch the Olympics, they go, "What the heck is this? What is all this nonsense?" Anyone can do that. So what they do is they get an average person out from the audience and say, "No, you try doing what they're doing, so that we can actually be in awe of the greatness of the Olympians who are there."
I like that idea. I want to bring POGS to the Olympics.
Do you know what the best slammer I ever had for POGS was?
What?
One of the old 50 pences.
Really?
Yeah, the best slammer I've had. It could flip on carpet as well as wooden floor or tiled floor or vinyl flooring. And any Lionel carpeting as well.
Well, I've been on some POGs on eBay, which you told me to do on Facebook.
Yeah.
Which made me think, well, I posted, does anyone have any POGs, obviously, because I sell them cheap. And then old Tiggy over here mentioned something called eBay that sells stuff. Like I've never heard of eBay before. Like I wouldn't have gone on there. And I tell you what, POGs are expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, when I saw, because I said it, I thought, I'm going to check eBay now. I'm going to go to my mum's and dad's and dig out mine. I'm not giving you any now.
I'll buy them off you. I'll give you £10.
£10.
He's gone quite now.
It's gone quite now. Well, I think I've got over 1,000 POGs. The breakdown. Some of them are something like 10 POGs and 2 slammers for 15 quid.
I wish I still had all mine.
Okay, because I love you, I might make a tube up for you to take.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
The tube holds 300 POGs.
That's a lot of POGs.
I'm
going to do it. I'm going to do a night of POGs at the venue. I think it'd be brilliant.
Just get everyone to bring their own, have a whole tournament.
Just open POG tournament, not even just comedians, the open POG tournament.
Sounds like good.
On a quiet night.
It won't be a quiet night, mate. Everyone will be there.
Everyone will be there, even the mayor. And he could use his big gold thing as a slammer.
Yeah. And if he doesn't, we break his teeth.
True. With the gold thing.
Yeah. With our slammer. Oof.
Well, yeah. How do you like them apples? Trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah, boy.
Just talking about the venue, I see you had a disabled comedian in a wheelchair there the other day. How did you get him up the stairs?
Well, he just walked up the stairs and then we carried his wheelchair up.
Oh, all right.
Those are hard stairs, and hats off to him. He did them better than I do most days as well, so...
I mean, I struggled up them bloody stairs. So I thought, when I saw he had a wheelchair, I thought, Christ, he's going to have a nightmare getting up there.
He insisted on it, so we're like, you know what, we're going to do this. It was very good.
Don't forget, though, you are dyspraxic, MJ, so we always struggle on stairs.
I've tripped down those stairs twice, and both in the daylight and both times when I'm carrying stuff and not paying any attention to my surroundings.
That's a very dangerous thing to do.
It is.
Does not surprise me at all.
I got too comfortable. I thought, you know what? I need to take all these glasses down the stairs, and I dropped 4, and luckily none of them smashed.
Am I a dreamer? Am I a dreamer?
Right, I've got a weird news story here that it caught my eye because I thought, oh, hang on, is this real? And turns out it is real, but a man was confronted on a plane for scribbling in a foreign language. But what was he writing?
Was he writing, "Get these mother snakes off this plane"?
No, it wasn't Samuel L. Jackson.
Damn it. The only thing I could think of.
Was he writing a list of things he was going to prank Walter the Softie with when he got off the plane on the other end?
What, in a foreign language?
In a foreign language. Le Dennis the Menace.
You do know the Beano's sold in over 100 countries, right?
Yeah, but I can't speak any other language, so
Yeah.
it's lost on me.
That was at DJ Critters, not you.
Oh,
I knew that.
Well, it's just the way you went, what, writing it in a foreign language?
Yeah.
As if they don't translate it. Did he write, it's not the Loch Ness Monster coming down. Paul's just had a big and he was sending it off to the Coast Guard. Not the Postguard, the Coast Guard.
I like that, because that's something someone can enjoy later.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Weird.
The Coast Guards will.
No.
I don't think it will.
If there's any entrepreneurs out there, get yourself down to Dover Docks on a Monday or a Thursday. That's when I tend to do my biggest. Get yourself down there, and you can put a little rope on it, put it on Trev's speedboat, and you can ride Nessie. Come on, kids, clamber on.
This is it. This is going to make you millions.
Millions.
And I'm giving it for free as well. How about that?
Did he?
This could give 20% at least to charity.
Oh, you're such a good man, Paul.
Right, well, this was an American Airlines flight between Philadelphia and Syracuse. What?
Was he writing? I'm getting fed up with this person reading over my shoulder.
Probably.
I've got that. Oh, was he writing, Dear Deirdre, I find it hard to connect with people on a day-to-day basis. I keep trying to have conversations, but I can never find anyone interested to talk to in the workplace. What should I do?
Invent an elephant and a giraffe to keep yourself... so you have someone to talk to.
I don't understand.
Well, this was an economics professor, and the woman sitting next to him actually wrote a little note, handed it to the stewardess, because she was not comfortable with him writing in a foreign language. This foreign language turns out to be a maths equation.
Wow.
Oh,
He was actually writing in algebra. He was doing an algebra calculation. And, this silly woman thought that it was some sort of foreign language and he was planning to do something bad on the plane. But no. I like some of the comments that were on this. It was on a Reddit stream. One of them saying it was weapons of math destruction. Algebra, not Al-Qaeda. Yes. But yeah, so many people wrote in to say that's just bloody stupid. But yeah, there was police brought on board, and because it was all just before the plane was due to take off, so they actually grounded the plane, spent ages while he explains it's math.
and
Two
the
things.
problem is, so many people just see terrorism so formulaic now.
But the thing is, though, one, like, that is such a bigoted, like, thing to think like that anyway. And two, if you were going to take over a plane even, surely you'd rehearse that, like, a few days before and knew what you were going to do. You wouldn't be sitting on the plane, ineffectively reading and writing your script.
Oh, I know,
That's what I tend to do when I go on stage. So
Well,
I ruined Macbeth for everyone.
and that British Airways flight.
Yeah, I tell you,
Well, you got muddled up, didn't you? You went to the pilot and it's like, to be or not to be? Ah!
I'd be really getting Shakespeare wrong because I'd be quoting Hamlet when I'm meant to be doing Macbeth.
I realise, is this a dagger before me? No, I forgot it. It's tweezers.
Can't take them on a plane.
You can't.
That's why that plane got grounded. I took a dagger wrong with me.
It's true. You got it from Disneyland. It was a great dagger.
It was a great day out. And then I saw a speedboat go flying over the top of the plane. It landed.
I've heard.
On top
Did
of the
you-
children's hospital.
What
The animals, didn't I?
am I picturing?
In.
What am I picturing the Jaws ride from Universal Studio, but they rethemed it with, like, someone dressed as Trev in a speedboat.
It's effing
Sitting at an
ridiculous.
orphanage.
Yeah,
We're
talking
going
of
to
Trevor.
a bigger orphanage.
Remember last week's guest.
My name's Nigel Lovell, and I
am a dreamer.
Oh, Nigel Lovell, he likes a bit of Trevor Feelgood, doesn't he?
In your face, Trevor Feelgood. In your face.
Oh, that's some good sound effects.
Trevor with his speedboat.
I wish I had a speedboat.
Speedboat. He's going too fast. Watch out, Trev. You're going to fall out. Oh, my goodness. Orphans, don't pout. Run.
Yes!
He is like the Green Ranger in this series, isn't he? He's just as much a part of this show than anyone else. But every now and then he comes in. He's such an odd thing. Let's just have him as a permanent member.
It'll either be the making of us or we'll be the making of him.
Either way. Like, I'm in too deep anyway. We need to do something.
So it said on the toilet walls. That's what Geraldine told me.
If you would like to sponsor us,
Please do.
Am I a dreamer? Am I a dreamer?
Now, we've got a really good guest plan for this evening. Now, quite often we have guests that we can't seem to get hold of.
Don't worry about Paul's new story.
No. I'm just saying, like, normally, yeah, we quite often get guests that suddenly can't get hold of. So are we going to be able to get hold of this one? Because apparently she's quite famous.
Yeah, and I really hope we can, because this one's actually been in the diary for about 6 weeks.
Oh.
And that's why when I found out I was going off to London on this day, I was like, no. Luckily, they was able to record later than what we had arranged, so they could accommodate me being in London. I might just say, though, it was a fantastic day in London. It's probably the best day I've had in a very long time.
Where'd you go
well,
then?
where did you go?
Where did we go? Well, we went to London, went to Charing Cross. We then walked along Westminster Bridge, went to Shrek's Adventure, which was fantastic. It's better than the last time I went there.
Where's that?
It's a long... It's a lot. Well, do you know where City Hall is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite
Yeah,
close there.
Where the aquarium used to be.
Well, it's where the aquarium still is.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, it's actually next door to the aquarium. Because I went to the London Dungeons with my oldest son afterwards, and my wife and nephew, and my youngest nephew, and my youngest son. They all went to the aquarium whilst I took my oldest son to London Dungeons, and the best part of London Dungeons was seeing him himself. He actually squeezed my arm so much that he did draw blood, but it was worth it because he was giving it the big one before going, I don't get scared. Fear is and he kept going, fear is useless. There's no such thing as fear. It's irrational. Try telling that to my bloody arm.
Who's your son, Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Was it because my eyebrow raised up as I was saying it? Or...
It was.
I don't know why it happened, but it occasionally just does. And then we went on the London Eye. It's fantastic.
Aye.
Thanks to everyone that made me feel COVID safe on this journey as well.
I do like the London Eye. Do you know what? I'm on it, and then I used to get to the top and then realise I had a fear of heights.
Well, that's never good.
Yeah, it's terrifying, and then scared we're all going to die.
Getting on the top of Ben Nevis, the highest mountain in the UK, and realising you've got a fear of heights, that wasn't great. Especially when you knew you had to get down there, and you've just heard that someone's died whilst climbing up on the other side.
Do you do that thing I do of like I don't have a fear of heights until I'm in a very high place, and then it kicks in.
So the thing is, it's not much of a fear thing because I actually enjoy being up high. But it's then my sudden realisation that I've got vertigo, and that I'd forgotten because it had been a long time since I've been up anywhere really high enough to give myself vertigo. So I was in Switzerland, and I was 10,000 foot up in the air, and I was just about to start walking down the mountain because we got a cable car up. So I felt a bit dizzy on the cable car on the way up, and then the funicular railway, and then as I got to the summit, I was like, whoa, I feel so unsteady. Then I've got vertigo, haven't I? Well done, Paul.
That's it, when it just kicks in.
Yeah, yep.
Did you say you had another news story, Paul?
Yeah, I have. Would you like to hear it?
Well, I suppose we better squeeze it in before we get our guest in.
So, did you know that there is now a new official monarch in the UK?
No.
What, the plane company?
No. The as in we technically have a new king.
What?
Is it Walter the Softy?
It's not Walter the Softy. It's not.
Is this a way of like telling us you're secretly king of the country?
That's what I was doing in London. I just got myself. I had my coronation today. It was very low key. Not the guy from the Disney TV series. But no. So his name is Councillor James Lewis, who is he is the leader of the Leeds City Council. But why is he the new reigning monarch?
Did he
Did he
pull
win
a
a
stone?
prize?
Did he win a prize? He went to bingo, and the top prize for Full House that day was to be King of England for a day.
Did he win it on a Timmy Mallett's Whacker Day?
If only.
Not Tippy Mallet. I don't know who the he is.
I'll be honest, I thought you were about to say tipping point with Ben Chip.
Did he win it on Tipping Point? You can take the money, or you can be king of the country. Well, I've had a lovely day. I'm going to take the money.
Did he go around and see Noel Edmonds and Mr. Blobby?
He did go and see Noel Edmonds, but he got gunged by Mr. Blobby.
Oh, the
So did
worst.
Geraldine.
Philip came up and went, "That's my gag." Dave Benson, Philip, Noel Edmonds, great friends.
Did this guy pull a sword from a stone?
He did not. He did not. It's even more bizarre than that.
Did some watery tart throw a sword at him?
No,
What?
Classic Python. So, the reason why he's technically, so this is the thing, he's either technically the new monarch, or he has created and committed an act of treason.
Ooh, you have to go to Traitor's Gate.
You will have to go to Traitor's Gate, which I walked past today. What happened? Would you like to know what happened, boys and girls? Would you like to know what happened, dreamers?
Yes!
Why aren't they doing that? We don't just f*** off and do the quiz straight away. That would piss off quite a few people that build up to this.
Yes!
So, what happened
would.
was, would you like to know what happened?
Yes.
So he could not. So he was paid for. Okay, the postcard he was sending was paid for. So he didn't have to put a stamp on there. But for a laugh, he put a photo of himself where the stamp should be. And then, oh my goodness, you never guess what happened. His face got franked. So you know when it goes through the franking machine and it prints off, so you can't reuse the stamp. That's what's happened. Okay, so he's got to be the new reigning monarch, or he could be taken to the palace for involuntary treason. But the Royal Mail gave a first-class response. That's a poor joke, sorry. But someone pointed out that very technically, using his photo in this way could be an offence under Section 65 of fictitious stamps of the Post Office Act of 1908.
It's effing ridiculous.
He's done it as a little joke to the person who's sending the postcard to, but the Royal Mail have come up with this response. It is a crime to create or use counterfeit stamps. Royal Mail takes the necessary steps to protect stamp revenues, which help fund the Universal Postal Service, UPS for short, which serves the UK's 30 million households and businesses. We will seek to prosecute where we find someone has created counterfeit stamps or knowingly sold used stamps for reuse. This matter is being investigated by our security team. So they've not seen the funny side.
Yes, they've not kept it light, have they?
No, they've not kept it light. They have gone charging at it like a speedboat towards an orphanage.
It all comes back round.
Oh dear. On that note then, shall we get Dave in to see if we can get this quiz sorted out? with our famous guest.
Yeah, our famous BAFTA award-winning guest.
Ooh, is Dave actually around?
He's currently resting up his little paws where he's had a fun day walking around London.
Ooh, did Geraldine go as well?
No, her tag only allows her out past 8 p.m. and we weren't sure if we'd get home in time.
Best to be safe than sorry.
Especially with a giraffe on a tag.
Quiz time.
Dave, are you there?
Oh, hi, yeah, I'm here. Do you want a jingle for the podcast quiz this week?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, well, I didn't write it this week. Geraldine wrote it, but she asked me to sing it for her.
Okay.
It's time for the quiz with me, the elephant. I'm a 2'2" little and Geraldine's amazing. It's example given, e.g. quiz time.
Woo!
Go.
Good, I like that. It's nice. So Geraldine wrote it.
Yeah, I think that's why there's a swear about me in it.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Well, shall I introduce our celebrity mystery guest today?
Oh, go on then.
So, our celebrity mystery guest is a lady. It's been a while since we've had a lady as a guest, and we're not doing that because we're sexist on this show. It's just that they don't want to be associated with this show. Right. Okay, so mystery celebrity guest, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, I'm Sarah Mills. I didn't realise this was supposed to be a shower of shit. I thought it was a very good professional podcast that would make sense and wouldn't involve elephants. But I'm here anyway. Do you want me to tell you a little bit about myself?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Okay. So I am a comedian, an actor, a content creator and a writer in no particular order. Last year I won the BAFTA Rockcliffe Award for TV comedy, which I have been eating out on ever since. The phone has not stopped ringing. There's been lots of great opportunities coming up. And I expect to be famous within the year.
And I'm upset it hasn't already happened.
Thank you. Yes. Me too.
Because there's one other job title you forgot to list. A chat show host.
A chat show host, yeah, because I did. I made a web series /podcast called The Chemo Chat Show. When I was recovering from cancer, I had 6 months of chemo, so I decided to host a talk show on the chemo ward. Because why not?
That's amazing.
Thank you. I think so too.
And I've watched the majority of them, and I liked every single one.
Oh, thank you. Are you sorry, am I speaking to someone called Geraldine right now?
I'm Dave.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
That's all right.
And I love them too, Pep. But I especially like the one with Dara O'Brien because I like his shiny head.
Is that Sarah Millican?
No, everyone keeps saying that. No.
Okay.
Giraffe.
Great. Did I take something before this Skype started?
You're just taking life, and everyone.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
high on life. You're right. I am Dave and Geraldine.
Fantastic. You wouldn't want to see what Paul takes before this podcast.
Does he take a massive dump? Is that what it is?
Oh, I tell you, we have to phone the Coast Guards up to let them know it's not the Loch Ness Monster coming down the drains.
Holy shit. Literally.
Yeah, there's so much going on with that. The idea of a dump looking like the Loch Ness Monster, almost like it's been moulded, just float through the sewer.
You're just showing
And
off,
also
Paul.
that it would be buoyant, that it would have the buoyancy to float slightly submerged but also visible.
Yeah, and that the Coast Guard just looks out for dumps, especially big dumps, thinking he would find the Loch Ness Monster.
Ultimately, we need to remember that in that story there is a act of kindness, which is that Paul rings ahead.
To the Coast Guard.
He eats
You think it's a story about terrifying fecal matter, but really it's a story about how we all have to live together in a civic society where we all depend on each other, and the Coast Guard might want fair warning.
Yeah.
About-
Very similar to the plot of Paddington 2.
Can you all hear that as well?
I'm
Yeah.
getting this again. Right, we've got our two resident people here, our two resident guests, although AMJ wasn't here last week, so we best get him to introduce himself again. AMJ.
Hello, I'm AMJ. I've just had a really hot cup of tea and taken off like quite a lot of my tongue. So this is going to be great.
Fantastic.
Good to be back.
And I'm sorry to hear about your disappearing tongue, almost as much as ever is. Now, next mystery guest is the one with the beard and glasses.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm Mark. I'm the producer. I'm from sunny Dover, and it's lovely here.
Fantastic.
Is it?
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, you love it, Sarah, because it's been the best comedy night you've ever performed in.
It was the best comedy night I've ever performed in.
Well, you're very good at lying, Sarah. Even if your fingers are crossed, the listeners can't see that, you cheeky mare.
Right. Okay, going on with the first question, we're going to start off with DJ Critters, then AMJ, and then we go back to Sarah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those new listeners here, because all three of us, well, five of us, we all know how the quiz works because Sarah's listened to at least 20 of the episodes. Thank you, Sarah. We'd just like to recap. I asked the same question to each contestant, starting off with DJ Critters. DJ Critters,
Yes.
are you ready for your first question?
Go for it.
Where is Billie Eilish from?
From the TV.
From the TV. AMJ, where is Billie Eilish from?
I don't want to say America because I think it's one of them questions. I'm going to go with Croydon.
Okay. Sarah Mills, where is Billie Eilish from?
From the Eilish Sea.
Nay.
I love that answer, so you're going to get 10 bonus points for that, Sarah. AMG, she's not from Croydon. She is from America, Los Angeles to be precise.
Oh.
But I love
Is she?
Yeah,
I would have thought she was English.
everyone thinks that because she's a little bit pale and there's no sun in England. AMG, I love the fact that you thought that Dave was trying to trick you up because he is a cheeky elephant. So you got yourself 5 bonus points. DJ Chris, I don't like you this week, so you got -3 points.
Thank you, Geraldine.
That was so smooth then. That was beautiful.
You ruined it. AMJ,
Yes.
might I just point out I've got nothing to do with these sound effects.
Oh.
It's the producer. Right. AMJ, first question for you. What was the clothing company Nike originally called?
What was it? Oh. Was it just called Do It? And then they became Just Do It?
Well, I don't know the answers, but Geraldine does.
No, that's a really good one.
Sarah Mills, to you, what's the original name of the Nike clothing company?
I think it was Panic at the Disco.
It's one of my favourite bands. I listen to them when I'm feeling melancholy.
Does that not make you feel more melancholy?
Yeah, I like to listen to music that emphasises with me.
Oh.
That takes you further into the hole?
Well,
I tell you what, Pet, I like it when people get further in the hole. I almost lost it.
I don't understand what you mean by that, Geraldine, but DJ Cridland, what was the clothing company Nike originally called?
I'm going to go all serious now, because it was actually called Blue Ribbon Sports.
There's always one.
I know that.
That's it.
There's always one that ruins the quiz for everyone. He's got it correct, so you get your 3 minus points back, and you can have another 2 because you looked really smug, and I like a smug face. I loved Sarah's joke, so Sarah gets herself another 22 points.
Oh.
I am really enjoying being on this podcast, I've just got to say.
That's how, if anything, it's a lovely stroke for the ego.
Yeah, it's doing wonders for my self-esteem. Thank you so much.
AMJ, I was about to give you 2,000 points, but you've disorientated me with walking around on your webcam. You've just
Are you
lost.
just trying to get your steps in right now, AJ?
I am. I'm just trying to get the light on and sit in a comfy place, but it just looks like I'm sat in a cupboard.
It doesn't matter. The listener doesn't see this, but it's nice to see that you care for us. So you got yourself 8 points.
Oh, what a day to be alive.
Right. Sarah Mills, this one is for you. Can you name Disney's first film?
Yes, I can.
That'll do for me.
No, I want to try. But I just thought that'd be really funny. Let me try. I think that Disney's first. Now you need to. I think you need to be more specific, because are you talking about like a feature-length film, or it's a very first release? Because I think they only released like very short pieces in the early days of Disney.
Let's go feature length then.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Okay, that's very interesting. DJ Critters, what do you think is Disney's first film?
I think I'm going to go with Sarah, and I think that it is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I believe so. I don't know.
Something to say about you going off with another woman. AJ, it's not f***ing pantomime.
Is it not? What am I doing here?
Well, pantomime would have an elephant and giraffe in it. AJ, name Disney's first feature-length film.
Well, are we going to go with Disney's first feature-length film as the Walt Disney Company, or are we going to go with what he originally worked on, which was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit?
What?
I'm gonna go with Snow White.
Yeah.
Because that's the first feature-length film. Dave was more specific. You should have been listening to AMJ. However, the fact you know that, so you got yourself half a point. DJ Critters, because you copied the answer, you got 2 points. Sarah Mills, you beautiful lady, and you mentioned a feature length, and let me tell you, Benefit Bear gave me his feature length last night. You get yourself 80,000 points.
I'm sorry, was there a dirty joke buried in there?
It was buried deep in me last night.
Oh, fucking hell! Is there really a film called Oswald the Friendly Rabbit?
There is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, which was basically Mickey Mouse before he was Mickey Mouse. Universal took it off him, and then he had to kind of fight to get it back.
Love that.
Yeah, great
how
film
do you
one
know
day.
that? That's a really specific piece of information.
I really like old animation and silent films, and I've got a whole book on Oswald the Lucky Rabbit over here. I can read you all about him, guys. You up for that?
No.
Oh,
Can
fair.
you bring it to the gig I'm doing of yours, though, Adam? Because that sounds really interesting.
I will bring it to the gig, and before you start, I will give you 10 minutes of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit facts.
Can I just read the book in my own time?
It's probably for the best. Yeah, we'll do that.
Right, moving ever so swiftly on. Oh, DJ Critters, back to you.
Ooh.
I know you love sports. Who is the third on the all-time list of female tennis Grand Slam champions?
I have no idea. I'm going to go with Serena Williams. I don't do sport.
AMJ, who is the third on the all-time list of female tennis Grand Slam champions?
I don't follow tennis, but I love Judy Murray, old Mar Murray. So I hope it's her.
Don't we all? Sarah Mills, who is third on the all-time list of female tennis Grand Slam champions?
Venus Williams.
I'll tell you what, you got Williams, so you got half the answer, Sarah. So you got yourself 52,000 points. AMJ, I love Judy Murray. It looks like she's always got something hidden in her drawers. She's a cheeky little minx. She gets herself 5 points. And DJ Critters, you got the correct answer, and you don't like tennis, so you get yourself 3.5 points.
Wow.
I am absolutely whooping your asses, by the way, boys.
You are.
I'll tell you, you're going the right way, Sarah, to become the highest ever leading scorer on this podcast.
It's almost like there's really no rhyme or reason in any of it, and this could be a completely random win for me.
Not at all. You're earning it. Dave Moran, Anti-During Battalion, currently is the champion of points. He's got 5,000,005.
But wasn't that because he got extra points when his cat was sick halfway through?
Yeah, because his cat was sick live on webcam. He got himself about 3,000,000 points for that, and he's got dreamy eyes, so I gave him bonus points for that too.
So what you're saying is I need to go and get a nauseated cat to be able to even compete with this man.
Well, I think if you made a dog sick, it would probably trump the cat, to be honest.
Oh, I hate dogs.
Do you? What? That's
Yeah.
weird.
If you punch the
That
dog,
is weird.
I'll give you 10,000,000 points.
Really? Oh, Geraldine, you've changed.
No, I haven't. I'm the enforcer.
I love dogs, and I know Paul loves dogs too, so please don't hurt dogs. Right. Next question. We're going to go to AMJ. Now I know AMJ loves fashion. So
Yeah.
AMJ, who invented the iconic little black dress?
Prada.
Okay. Coming to you, Sarah Mills. Who invented the iconic little black dress?
I think it was either Coco Chanel or Susie Quattro, and I am going Coco Chanel.
Thank you very much. I've got a friend called Coco. It's a guinea pig. DJ Critters. Who invented the iconic little black dress?
I haven't got a bloody clue. I'm going to go with the famous fashion designer, Primark.
Primark. I'm surprised you just didn't copy the previous answer like you did last time.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, DJ Critters, I forgot about that, so you lose 10,000 points. Sarah Mills is spot on again with Coco Chanel. You get 4.2 million points.
I really enjoyed that because I actually feel like I earned those points.
You did, Pet. You was fantastic.
Thanks.
The say Pet does not mean I'm Sarah Milliken either. AMG, what you said Prada, didn't you?
I did say Prada.
But I really like the David Bowie and Charlie Chaplin cat you got behind you. So you
Cheers, bud.
for that.
Right. Okay. Moving on. Oh, Sarah Mills. This one is to you.
Okay.
This is the last question of the night.
Okay.
Now, I understand you're a big fan of Netflix.
Yes. Like everyone else on the planet, I am.
Sometimes it's just good to be generic because I didn't want to offend anyone. The way you initially looked, I thought you were going to say, well, actually, I'm sponsored by Amazon Prime, you stupid twatty elephant.
Oh my God, if I was sponsored by Amazon Prime, do you think I'd be on your podcast right now?
And if you were, I'd be so annoyed that you were on this podcast. What are you doing here?
Hang on. This podcast got onto the list of the top 20 comedy podcasts in the UK of 2021. So, yeah,
I know. That is a fantastic, insane achievement.
It's not Amazon Prime, though, Critters, is it? It's not Amazon Prime.
Shut up.
And an unfair achievement. There's much better podcasts than us. However, I must say, I'm going to say it out loud, I'm very ashamed at the sound quality of Bryden and podcasts. Sometimes his guests are so distorted, if we'd done that, we'd re-record the show. Rob Bryden, I'm disappointed, but I love your content. Right, I'm back on with Chris.
Just tell him
Rob
off.
Bryden's listening to this, and he's going
Should
to
be.
get a goal.
The top 20 he isn't. He can learn a thing or two from us.
You told him off, and now he's going.
I bet Rob Brydon doesn't even have an elephant in his podcast.
He doesn't. I've tweeted him. I've emailed him. Said, I'll do a spot. He don't want to know.
Does he not?
Sorry.
Doesn't reply. And I thought he's brilliant. And I've been to all his live shows. It cost me a fortune. Right. We got sidetracked. Sorry. So, like everyone in the world, apart from Mr. Jeff Bezos when he's not flying in his big penis, what was the most watched series of Netflix in 2019?
2019.
Yeah.
So Bridgerton arrived on Netflix in 2020. Otherwise, that would be my answer. In 2019, I'm going to get this wrong, and it's going to annoy me. I want to say it's going to. Do you know what? I'm going to go left field. Actually, I'm going to say Friends.
Oh, I'll be there for you.
Just thinking that.
AMJ, what are you going to say?
It's a weird year, that, as well, because it was
Yeah.
like when we could do stuff and we still had a life, so we didn't really need Netflix.
No.
I didn't actually get Netflix until the pandemic hit because I needed something to do. So I got Netflix.
Turn, please,
Well, that's it.
DJ Critters. It's AMJ's turn to speak, or the guests.
Is it Queer Eye?
I don't know. I don't know the answers. Geraldine,
Really
I'm going to go with Queer Eye.
so, queer eye for the straight guy, or just queer eye?
Just Queer Eye, not the old one.
Just making sure. DJ Critters.
People just watching the reruns.
They might be.
You never know. You never know. I think Stranger Things was very popular back then.
That is,
I mean, when I did get Netflix, I binge watched all of it. So I'm going to say it was more popular the year before. So yeah, I'm going to go with Stranger Things.
Now this has really boiled my piss because DJ Critters has got this right, so I've got to give him 2.3 quarters. Yeah, you can do fractions and decimals at the same time, kids. That's 2.75. That's how many points he's got. EJ, I love a Queer Eye, mate, so you get yourself 12 points. Sarah Mills, I'm afraid you're incorrect. However, Friends is my favourite sitcom, so you get yourself a bonus 3 million points.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
It is. It's why bloody Geraldine.
I'm thoroughly enjoying myself.
Would you like to know what the final standings are with points? I hope no one's been counting, because I ain't got a fucking clue what I said. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
In last place, with a respectable 12.7 points, is DJ Critters. Well done, DJ Critters. In second place, with the most amount of points he's ever got, but he didn't quite pip it for the win this week, it's
Damn.
AJ with 1.8 million points.
Yes.
But the outstanding winner with 8.76 million points is the fabulous Sarah Mills.
Woo! In your face, kids! It's coming up. It's coming up. Your quiz is coming to my home. Does that mean that I have beaten Cat Puke Man?
It does, Pet. You've beaten Anti-During Battalion for points. No doubt he'll want to come on for a rematch at some point.
Yeah, he can eat my dust.
I was going to say something very vulgar, and I stopped myself, which isn't like me.
I was going to say, we're normally used to you being quite vulgar. So.
I was going to say you can eat my pussy. As simple as that.
Oh.
What?
Can I go now? This is just becoming very vulgar.
It is. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, sir. Before you go, I hate the vulgarity of this silly podcast, and I'm sorry for the swears that are falling out of my mouth. But can I ask you, have you got anything to promote?
Oh, the thing that I am trying to promote at the moment is just my social media. I've applied for a lot of different things lately, and it would really help me if I had more followers. So I am at Sazzy Mills on Twitter and Instagram and even TikTok. So that's SAZZYMILLS.
And we make sure DJ Critters puts that on our social media too.
Yeah.
And of course, tag you in all the promotion for the podcast as well. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be the end of your career. And also, although we have had Mark Simmons and Al Baldino, they've been on the TV.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're and do you know, like you, they weren't demanding. It's all the open micers that we get on who are the most demanding. But yeah, they are.
I don't know why you kept asking them to bring friends with them, Dave. It was odd.
Well,
Is this a bringer podcast?
It is a bringer podcast. You have to bring a guest with you.
Imagine. Oh my God.
That'd be the next step.
Yeah.
Paul brings at least 2 guests with him every week. Sometimes it's 3 or 4, depending on what mood he's in. And when I say mood, he's up there. Sarah Mills, have you got any advice for our listener?
Don't sweat the small stuff, and try not to get into drugs because it's a slippery slope.
Thank you very much. That is very serious advice. I'm very proud of it.
Thank you.
It's about time we had some decorum on this podcast. Sarah, you're welcome back whenever you want.
Aw, thanks. This has been delightful.
You're not going to want to see us again.
But before
I'm
you
probably
do
going to
go,
be gigging with you all at some point, so I will see you again.
In fact, it's going to happen in a fortnight, so it's
yeah, what's
one
this
of them.
gig? Tell us
See
about
you
this
then.
gig.
Yeah, I see you too.
Be sleeping with us soon.
What?
That's what I heard. Sorry.
Gigging, Dave. Gigging.
I thought AMJ said I'll be sleeping with you soon, and it just completely threw me because he pointed and it looked like he was pointing at me. I got all confused. Sorry.
No, Dave, no. AMJ, what is this gig that's coming up then? Where we're going to see you and Sarah?
So it is at Yellowstocks in Rochester. It is a wonderful
I
gig.
thought it was in Faversham.
Bear with me.
There's a bear with you. Benefit bear.
Yeah, it's probably Benefit Bear. AMG, don't forget you're on more than one.
I will check my calendar. What I
All
put
right,
in.
shall I go now? You need me to go, don't you?
No, we need you to do a little jingle for us, a little soundbite, because you may have heard the song, because the reason, we called this Living the Dream, and then we borrowed a song which goes a bit like this. You may have heard that song, back in the
love
90s.
that song.
I managed to get hold of the original singer of that song, and she made us this little jingle.
Hi, this is Janice Robinson, and I'm a dreamer. And yes, I'm the original singer of Living Joy, and I'm a dreamer. And you're listening to Living the Dream Radio. Have a blessed day. Peace.
So she did that really nice one, and ever since then, we've got guests to do their own version, such as...
Hello, I'm Trevor Feelgood, and I'm a dreamer.
Hello, I'm Amanda Bush, and I'm a dreamer.
And last week's guest...
My name's Nigel Lovell, and I am a dreamer.
So, are you up for doing one of those? So, the stage is yours.
Hello, I'm Sarah Mills, and I'm a dreamer.
Excellent. So, we'll clip that out. We'll use that in a future show. But, no, thank you very much for coming along and winning, beating us. One of these days, I'm going to win.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sarah. It's great.
Thank you. Nice to see you, boys.
It's absolute pleasure.
Nice to see you, Sarah.
Cheerio. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Thank you, Sarah.
See, she was nice.
She is. She's a fan. I said when she was down at Stand and Deliver, she done her show. I was like, I really want to get her back again. She's a fantastic act. They say females can't be funny, but that's a load of old tut.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
more unfunny male comedians than there are female.
Definitely.
True that.
So, but that wraps us up for this week. So, well done, boys, and we come back next week. Are we going to be recording at a normal time next week rather than past my bedtime?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Sorry. So I'm sorry.
It's always
I'm on
bloody
holiday
fun.
this week and had a lovely surprise day out in London.
Well, don't be sorry for having a lovely day out in London.
No, I'm sorry because you two couldn't make it and had a good day with us.
Didn't get asked.
Did you not?
No.
I gave it to Geraldine to give to you.
No one mentioned anything about London to me, mate.
I'm sorry. I got distracted. I found £5 on the floor when I was going to deliver the message, and I just got a load of penny chews, and I got sugar high. I'm sorry.
Sugar high.
Sugar high candy. Yeah, something like that.
That's beautiful.
Musical Insights.